Hey guys, it's me, the dude who talks, and welcome. So I've dusted off my Damnation Festival hangover and decided at the very last minute to do a short video about my experience there. So in case you didn't know, Damnation Festival is a yearly festival held around November time at Leeds University. Well, in fact, this was the last time it's going to be held there, which is sod's law as I've finally gotten used to the labyrinthian setup there. This isn't particularly a review, it's just me talking about it, so let's just, dive in. So, I didn't go to the Night of Salvation beforehand, as in all honesty, I wasn't too interested in it, apart from Svalbard playing the latest album in full, which was When I Die Will I Get Better. However, I arrived the day before regardless, because I finally learnt my lesson of going before, so I'm not missing the first few bands, as like I've always went on the same day, and we got there about 2 o'clock or something like that, so I wanted to avoid that. So me and my friend got there in really good time and braved the huge queue for the wristband exchange, which was outside for some reason. Anyway, this was surprisingly efficient as we got into the building in no time, and we got in good time to see Cryptic Shift, and we were right at the front, and my mate wisely lent me his earplugs, which sadly I lost one of them, and yeah, protect your hearing. And yeah, I was excited to see Cryptic Shift play live. They started off with the 20-minute epic track Moonbelt Emulator, which was a treat to hear live. Sadly, they did have some issues with the sound, as I noticed there was some absolute fizz coming from one of the feedback things, and yeah, that was a bit of a shame, but it was nothing to do with the band's performance itself. So yeah, so we got a bit more settled in, and we decided to head over to the eyesore stage to watch Boscaloid, which turned out to be one of the highlights of the festival, proving that you don't have to rip off Black Sabbath to be an excellent stoner rock metal band. So they essentially played new tracks, and the crowd were absolutely loving it. I was glad that I picked these over Party Cannon, but I imagine a couple of you might disagree with that choice. So later at the same stage, which was June with a V, which I thought were okay, and I liked the latest album, but to be honest, I wasn't too particularly keen on watching them live on this occasion. For me, and this is completely subjective, I feel like there's too much of a contrast with the softer proggier side, with Leprous and that, and the heavier proggier side that they do, and it just didn't really work for me. So it made me not feel as bad as leaving the set to catch Video Nasty. So yeah, I'm sorry, Dune, but I've seen them live before and I do enjoy them. So after a little bit of a push, we managed to get to a good view for Video Nasties, which to me was another highlight of the festival. They launched straight into an absolutely immense set, and it featured non-stop crowd surfing from the crowd, obviously, and this featured quite a few people actually crowd surfing on an inflatable shark. It was a sight to behold. And this erased any doubt of me missing what they clashed with, which was Bosk. But there's no foul there because I'm catching them later on in the year. Greenlung unfortunately pulled out due to COVID reasons, which was absolutely disappointing, but it worked out for the best as they were replaced by Svalbard, which absolutely made my day. It was a struggle to get into that stage. It was an absolute tight squeeze, but we managed to find a space, and it was absolutely worth it. I really enjoyed their set. It was amazing, and I'm not afraid to say that their music can cause me to well up. At this point, festival fatigue was creeping up behind us, so a sit down with a burger helped delay the fatigue beast. So in doing that, we missed Woad and Onslaught. I was looking forward to seeing Woad, but I can catch them some other time. Though we were right in time to catch Conjurer live, which is always a pleasure to see live. They did a little bit of tease during the sound check where they were playing a little bit of Blood and Thunder. Though when they started for real though, it was absolutely immense. If you have any doubt of Conjurer being the powerhouse live act, this would have eradicated any of that doubt. The amount of pits made during this set was a sight to behold as well. So to my mate's dismay, we caught a bit of Godflesh, and I just got in time to hear Shut Me Down, which is one of my favourite songs, and a couple more songs before we've decided to head over to the next stage to catch the mighty Conan. This was when the fatigue beast was right on our tail, so we kind of just huddled near the side railing part and just watched Conan from the side. Conan were just as good as ever, bringing that slab of primitive caveman doom, and it was incredible. So after that, we caught a bit of Paradise Lost, and they were playing Gothic in full. Now I was stood at the back, a little bit too far at the back to fully appreciate it, but I always enjoy Paradise Lost, and this was no exception. And it was then after that we watched Year of No Light, and I was really excited to catch these guys live. However, I think their set and the sound was a little bit too fizzy. I think there was too many musicians on stage for the mixer, and I think that kind of affected it, which was a shame because it was good from what I heard, apart from the mix obviously, as they played mostly the new songs from the latest album, which was fantastic. So it was time for the main headline, which was Carcass, and I will admit that I am not the biggest fan of them. It's not because I don't like them or anything like that, it's just because I've never really bothered to check out any of their stuff, apart from a couple of songs and an album. But I was really glad to stay for them. They really delivered the goods live, and I know this is going to sound absolutely silly, but I really liked the wind that was blowing in Jeff Walker's face, and which caused his hair to flow in the air. It looked like an expensive music video. It was honestly, though, however, seriously, a tight set. They didn't let up, they didn't stop, except for a couple of breathers where, they talked to the audience for a brief minute. So when Carcass finished, we got back to the hotel just in time to catch the end of Nick Cage classic film Con Air. So that was the festival. Do I have any side notes to mention? Well, not really, apart from the pasty shop seemed to have changed, which I was absolutely gutted about, as those pasties were everything. But I did have a sausage roll there, which was, it was okay, so only a minor grumble. Also, just a little bit of immaturity from the crowd, and not in the good way. Someone apparently was flicking beer at my mate for no reason whatsoever, and apparently was tapping me on the shoulder and someone else on the shoulder, which just seemed a little bit immature and kind of annoying. And someone rudely shoved past me just to catch a glimpse of Conjurer, and then just walk off back into the mist, which was bit annoying, but like I say, if you look back on that stuff, they're only minor gripes and didn't really affect my overall enjoyment of the festival. So there you have it. So that was me talking about Damnation Festival. Were you there? Please let me know what you thought about it down below in the comments section. Also, I'm very interested to hear about the bands that I've missed, because I know there's quite a few, so feel free to sound off in the comment section. Like always, if you've enjoyed this video, please like, share and subscribe. It really helps out. I also just want to quickly plug my socials as well. I'm on Instagram and Facebook, so I'll be including links to them in the comment section or description section, sorry, so feel free to give them a like and a follow. It really helps out. And the last thing I want to mention, if you're feeling generous, is I've set up a buy me a coffee page, so if you're feeling utterly generous and want to chuck a couple of quid my way, feel free to do so. It is greatly appreciated. So that is it from me. I've been the dude who talks. You guys, as always, are fucking awesome. Thank you so much for tuning in, and I'll see you soon. Bye.